How are you? Today I brought a recipe for a truly wonderful sweet. It's a combination of flavors that turns out incredible when we combine chocolate with coffee. This sweet looks like it's from a bakery, a shop, a fancy dessert, but it's very easy to make and super natural. It has no condensed milk, no heavy cream, no sugar, and no flour to thicken it. So I'm going to explain the whole step-by-step process here, so it turns out perfect, creamy, just like that, for you to make at home. Stay until the end because you won't want to miss it. Before we start, I want to remind you that the ingredients along with the quantities and nutritional information are right here below in the description, so you can also prepare these delights at home. So our first ingredient here is brewed black coffee, with no sugar, nothing else. Coffee is just wonderful. When we think about coffee, we usually think about caffeine, right? Of course, it's a highly studied bioactive compound, right? For focus, concentration, energy, fat burning, and everything else. But coffee has hundreds of other bioactive compounds. It's also super rich in chlorogenic acid, a potent antioxidant, excellent for the liver. So coffee is truly a super drink that we can add to our diet and recipes. In the coffee, I'm going to dissolve my dark chocolate here, sugar-free, dairy-free. It's a good quality dark chocolate, at least 70%. So we'll mix it with a whisk until it melts, because the coffee is hot. If necessary, you can also put it in the microwave to melt. In this case, since the coffee is very hot, I don't think it will be needed. Remember that I have a video here on the channel talking more about the benefits of chocolate, of cocoa, which is good for good mood, for well-being. It's an antioxidant, rich in fiber. And I'll leave it down here in the description. I'll finish melting this and then I'll be right back. Hold on. Now that the chocolate is dissolved, I'm going to add the neutral, colorless, sugar-free gelatin here. Remember that gelatin is nothing more than cooked collagen, and it will help stabilize the recipe, in addition to bringing even more protein. Gelatin really helps with the recipe's structure and overall consistency. I'm going to add a little stevia here to sweeten it up. I have a video here on the channel talking about the best types of sugar, sweeteners. I even made a sweetener guide talking about different types of sweeteners for different types of preparations as well. I'll leave it down below. I'm going to add the milk here, and you can use the milk of your preference, cow's milk, plant-based milk. This recipe is really cool because you can vary it according to any intolerance you might have and use almond milk, coconut milk. I kept mixing it well here until it dissolved because you saw that there were still some pieces of cocoa that weren't well dissolved. So now I'm going to transfer it to this container. I'll put it in the fridge for the gelatin to set and give it the mousse consistency I want, because later an incredible topping will go on here. So hang on, I'll be back in a bit and we'll continue the recipe from there. Let's make our topping because the bottom part is chilling in there. So I want to make this topping first so we can combine the two things later. So coming back here to our topping, it has the same coffee, brewed, no sugar, nothing, and the same chocolate we used underneath. I'm going to put it here. I'll mix it until the coffee helps dissolve the chocolate because the coffee is very hot. It's already melting the chocolate here, and then we set it aside separately to add this topping later. It's almost time for me to take our preparation out of the fridge. And then we come with this wonderful topping over it. So just melt it right here. It gets all nice and homogeneous, and wait for it to reach room temperature, because since it's very hot, right? If we put it on too hot, it won't work out either. So I'll wait for this to dissolve, get nice and homogeneous, and I'll be right back to show you it's almost there. Hold on. Look, I'm going to pour this simple and wonderful topping on here now. I'll put it back in the fridge, and in a little while I'll be back so we can try these two wonders together. I'll show you in a second. Let me just spread it out a little bit here to cover everything, right? To make it look nice. And in a little while I'll be back to show you how it's turning out. Hold on. Look at this. How incredible. You can see the two layers right here. Let me grab a spoon so we can see the texture inside this delicious treat. Just look at that. It looks so good. Make it yourself. You're going to love it. Just look at how wonderful this turned out. You really should try making it yourself. I promise you are going to love it. Now I am going to take a little bit more of our delicious delight to try. Look at this, how incredible. It really looks like it's from a restaurant. Look, now a spoonful for you to see up close. Look at this consistency. Make it yourself, you're going to love it, for sure. Remember to leave your like on the video and to share it with whoever you know needs it and will like it. Let's expand our chain of kindness. That's what I want here with the channel. Let's try it. This combination of chocolate and coffee flavors is incredible. Make it at your home, you won't regret it, and then come back here to tell me what you thought. I'll love reading your comment. See you next time.